Formula 1, che spettacolo!
L'ossigeno che spinge a respirare è una ragione grande come il mare, come il mare.
La tiene bassa!
Tutto quello che ho.
Che magia!
Yes! We did it! Grandissimi!
Here we go, third round of the season. Dave Sarkar on pole from Red Bull. Very good qualifying from them two. Tommy on P3 from Ultra P4, who's not had the best qualities there. And Donald Vedel, Sebastian Cameron, Nick Leon, Lady Dragon Sonic, Marcus Adelaide, UK Ball, Headley, and Sierra. Sierra's had a pretty good qualifying from 12th there. Sebastian Butler, a bit more of an average qualifying, same for Klein and Van Horn, who 15th, 16th. Same for 17th. But on a hard time by looks of it, Gorov, Fong, Castro, Eduardo, and Bogdasarov. So here we are, we've been waiting for this race. And here it is, the Chinese GP. Third round into the season. And we are green in China, and we are underway for this Grand Prix. And Revo, who's had his best qualifying of the season, can he utilise this qualifying position and get a good result out of it? And he goes down the inside of Sarkar there. But Sarkar getting the inside line back, and he is through in the first place again. Revo couldn't get the lead there. Gregor picks the penalty. He's all the way down to 19th. And oh, Revo, he sent it and he's leading this Grand Prix. UK Ball's got a penalty because he's glitching further at the back. There is contact there. And there off goes Van Horn, as he was involved in an incident as well. So that's not good news for Toro Rosso. There's one driver, P15, that's pretty good, but the other down in P22 with front wing damage. And now Sarkar is back into lead this race. Revo is back down into P2. So Revo not going to be happy with that, but he's still got a whole 13 plus laps to go. And was also got damage as well in the racing point. Not just damage, but also on hard tires. He's going to be a lot slower than others, naturally. And Sarkar already leading by 1 second. He is absolutely dominating this Grand Prix in China. And yellow flag, third sector, Klein out of the final corner. He's got a penalty and he's got damage to his car. His front wing crumpled up a bit. And somehow Van Horn was decided to stay out. We have an interesting choice to have on the team. This is Davey Sarkar fastest in the first sector. Unsurprisingly, now Tom Leon is going to be able to put some pressure onto Revo. Obviously, he seems to be a lot quicker than the Italian. And the Brazilian's just going to try his best to catch up. As 1.7 seconds is the gap from him to Sarkar, I don't see a way on how Revo can catch up. He's very slow in comparison to that Mercedes. That Mercedes at a car power of 8 and that Ferrari's at a car power of 6. And the Red Bull behind is at a car power of also 6 actually. So yeah, Cabra will also need to utilise their upgrades. They have more power than Revo and Tom Leon. I'm going to be on board with the Red Bull. Other Cambo Ultra gets a track limit warning there. So you have to be very careful, otherwise he could see himself in penalty later on. Sarkar fast lap of this race though. And Tom Leon is starting to fade away. He's fading away from Revo, and that's putting him at a huge risk from Ultra Bro, who will be desperate to try and make up some more positions in this World Championship. He went from 22nd all the way up into 5th or 6th, I can't remember. He went to one of them positions just from getting the podium last race, which was crazy. Oh, I didn't even see that. But he's through up into P3 now. Jonathan Vandell getting past Ocampo. Sierra's got a penalty for some reason. It's both Renaults now with a 5-second time penalty, which will be added on to that time in the pit stops. So he needs to push now. Otherwise, they're going to have good positions, they're going to be at risk of losing possible points, so they need to have the perfect strategy in play. And Wallace has actually already been overtaken by Taco Van Horn, so the hards are not working out for Wallace, and the front wing damage is not going to contribute to that because he's now going to have less downforce, and that means he's not going to be able to take corners as quick, and he's going to have to brake earlier, which also slows down it further. And Versio in a bit of an anomalous position, that's not normally where he is. And Eduardo in the Williams, is he going to go for Klein? No, he can't because there's a Red Bull. It's Ocampo the wrong way round. And he joins back on the track, slowing others down, but it was still legal. At least Castro's got a penalty as well. And is there any damage on these cars? Because Klein already had that damage. He's coming into the pits. He's going to fix the front wing. He's going to get on some new tyres, and they're actually soft, so he's on a 2-stop strategy this race, selling his penalty, fixing the front wing, and changing the tyres. It's a very suboptimal pit stop that, as Van Horn is going to enter his pit box on board with Klein there, as you can see Van Horn right there. And yeah, Van Horn's going to be released, not far from Klein. 2 seconds now is the lead. David Sarkar has not been gaining as much, but what had happened to Ocampo? He's got front wing damage on that Red Bull, and his pace is dropping. He's losing out on pace, and the McLarens. Oh, that was a bit of a feisty move. They're being very aggressive around the long right-hander. I want it's a very big pain for the front left tires. Sorry. DRS enables for Nick Leon. Adelaide will also have that DRS. And Willie said it on Ocampo. It looks like he might be going for it. He is going for it. Oh, Willie. Yes, he will. He's gone for it. He's hit Ocampo. And there's a penalty for him as Adelaide goes off the track and hits the wall. Damage for him. Ravels to the pit lane, looking to get the undercut on Davey Sarkiera. And Ocampo into the pits now on lap 5 of 14. And Dario Devento has been held up quite a lot as Adelaide gets held up even more, which will be very annoying for him as Ocampo serving his penalty and his medium tyres, which is going to possibly try and get the end on them. It'll be a bit difficult, so there's also the chance that he's on the 2-stop. So Adelaide serves his penalty, gets his stop done, and in the pits as well is Damian Castro serving a 10-second time penalty. Now we go from softs to mediums on that one, so into the pits he goes. And now the pits he goes. So Red Bull in a bit of a chaotic moment there with the penalty and also the collisions. Because Adelaide, that was a very risky move. He wanted to do it, he should have actually said it instead of slowing down out of nowhere. He put that on himself though, if I'm going to be honest. And now he's got to try and get ahead of Marcus Klein, who is ahead of Adelaide but behind Ocampo. This should allow Ocampo to start pulling out a gap to close in on Wallace, who's still out on the same tyre with no signs of wear at the moment. Sarkiera entering the pit lane. Well, he's already onto his new tyres, which are hards. And we're going to be on board forever. I think the traffic has ruined his race. Bravo has been ruined by the traffic, and Sarkiera's out the pits, even more ahead of Ravo. So Ravo's been held up on the outlap, and it's really ruined it for him. Jem Butler still yet to hit the number 71 on some very one soft. It's safe to say he's probably on the one-stop strategy. Ravo should get by the issues that Adelaide gets another penalty once again. And yeah, might be fighting with Wallace. Oh, that was very impressive. Adelaide, despite the 5-second timeout, he still comes out ahead of Nick Leon and gets another penalty because of it. Because didn't get a penalty because that you hit Wallace, obviously. And yeah, Adelaide on the charge to try and get Ocampo. The only way he's going to really beat Ocampo is if Ocampo crashes or gets a penalty for himself. Lutro, is this another strategy blunder by the Ferrari team? Or have they actually put a smart strategy in? Because last race he was in contention for the win, and the strategy just ruined it all. We all know that ERS enabled for Ultra Bro, but he is going to be struggling a bit though. And because of that, he enters the pits. reasonable tyre choice would be a hard tyre, which will get him to the end. Like, is he gonna try and get the end or not? And he is. He's gonna try for that because he's going onto a hard tyre. As predicted, the cable entering the pits, he's gonna be one of the ones going on to hards as well. But he's got that 5-second tyre that he's gonna have to serve. And there we go, he's released. God also serving his penalty. Here we are looking at the review of Devin Butler leaving the pits. And oh, whoa! Butler has jumped your cable in that. Now, the cable probably should not have done a break there. He should not have done that. As Wallace is going to leave his pit box soon. He's on the softs. Is he going to try and do the Sergio strategy from Australia? Is he going to try and do that? Well, it's possible, so he's just going to give it a shot. We have poor Revo. He should have been leading this race from the undercut, but he was held up by a whole bunch of people who didn't have to let him by, so as a result, he's lost out on a lot of time, and look at him now. 4 seconds away from the lead of this race, and he's got Tom Leon for company right behind him. Ultra on fresh tyres. He's got a 9-second gap to first place. Can he reduce that by the end of the race or not? Are the 2 lap, is the 1 lap offset even enough to possibly make Sergio need a pit or not? An Ultra not pit, which in this case would put Ultra into the lead this race because Revo and Tom Leon are definitely on the 2-stop. There's no way you're getting soft to the end. There's no way, unless you think you're Sergio, and then you probably can, with possible risk of puncturing. We are on the rear view of Revo here. You can see Tom Leon chasing in that Red Bull, desperate to make up some places. If he can get up from P2 to start a pull a gap, then he could possibly make a 2-stop work out really well. And if you can make a 2-stop work, then that just shows you have a good pace. Because you have to put an entire pit stops gap into your strategy. You need to be able to think, can I gain all of that time back just for 1 extra stop? Like, we all know how powerful an undercut is here, so getting a 2-stop on your final stint, you're going to be rapid compared to everyone else. These tyres are going to be incredibly worn. Tom Leon now P2 from that nice move that was made there. And yellow flags, 3rd sector. I cannot see what's happened or where it's happened or where the incident happened. But yeah, it's now clear. Yellow flags are out. Well, yellow flags are gone now. Revo into the pits already, and he's going on to softs again. Oh, Revo's going to try and do 6 laps on the soft tyre, but it's also a possible way to try and jump Tom Leon, who is probably going to be considering pitting sometime soon. So Revo only going for a few laps on that tyre. Tom Leon, he's not pitting yet, he's going to try and leave it. If he can leave it, then we can possibly get a lot of pace towards the end of the race and have a chance of getting Revo. Wallace on this race is cooked. Attack Van Horn is going to leave his pit box. Wallace will overtake, and Van Horn is now last place in the race. Leaving the pit lane there, and there we go. Van Horn, though, he is probably going to finish ahead of Wallace, let me be honest. And on lap 9 of 14, Sergio has had no chances of losing this race at the moment. The only thing that can really ruin this race is pitting that VSC comes out, or even just not having good luck and crashing. Back markers possibly, but we never see lap cars happen ever. And something that doesn't really happen is Bandito doesn't think he can get the end. He's going on us onto soft. I was going to say, but no, it's mediums he's heading on to. Maybe Mercedes think the softs are not going to be good enough, or they just ran out of softs. That's also a possibility as well. As Nick Leon getting off that worn softs onto softs. So yeah, softs are a very good option at this stage in the race. But another good option also is the medium tyre, which are not going to be as warm compared to softs towards the end of the race. And Klein, he's doing just that. He's going on to mediums. So the two stop, it's like the mediums versus the softs. For your final stint, which one's going to be better? And Revo is currently 15 seconds off of Tom Leon. If he wants to make this work, he needs to get ahead of Ocampo, who would have been sure to defend that position for as long as possible. Revo getting very aggressive. Ocampo's got the detection though. He's hit the detection point at the right time, and he's going to fight Revo as much as he can. And down the straight, Revo's just got a lot more straight line speed, but DRS active, and oh, into the wall goes Lam Fong. Damage to the Haas. And has that stopped Ocampo from getting ahead? I think it has. I think that stopped Ocampo from being allowed to make a move. So as a result, that just came in at the wrong time for him. Tom Leon pitting already. Revo passes by, but his tops are wearing up, and he's got 4 laps to go on them. And Tom Leon's got 4 laps on some fresh mediums. So let's just see if Revo can make this work. Can he keep the jump that he just had on his rival? Now, Sergio, I don't think he's going to pay the tyre wear that he's got. It should be good enough to get the end. Like, it will be good enough. But do Mercedes possibly think it's going to be worth it to stay out? Or do you think it might be worth it not to stay out and pit and go on some soft and blitz the field? Because that's what the mentality is for a lot of these teams. Sierra pitting this lap now. Castro's going to come by, as well as Bogdasarov, who's on fresh medium. So Sierra is going to be the closest man to getting lapped this race, which is crazy. And in fact, is he going to get lapped on the exit? He is! Sierra's just been lapped. Did Sierra have a puncture or something? Because I was sorry, God, he was not that far back. And yeah, around the hairpin goes Tom Leon, entering the final 3 laps. Revo's struggling on the tyre, which is visibly wearing. Can Ferrari salvage a double podium finish? Is it possible for them to do so? As we are on board with Davis and Ricciardo, 6 laps on the hards. If Ultra wants to win this, Ricciardo needs to pit this lap, and Ultra needs to stay out. And I highly doubt Ricciardo is going to crash, unless the tyres get so worn that he loses grip and just spins into the barrier. And oh, by goes Sierra. Sierra unlaps himself, but I think he has to be lapped again. So there we are. Sierra slowed down to be lapped, as well as entering the pits. Can't deal with the softs any longer. And it pretty goes on the softs. Oh, how the drivers love to learn. Sebastian Classic time 94 causing a collision down in P9 as Nick Leon goes down the inside of UK ball, up through into P7, goes the Brazilian, the number 27, now in P7. And Sergio, as expected, he stays out. But Revo, he's going to be very, very worried. There goes Tom Leon around the hairpin. You can see him in the rear view there into the final 2 laps. Is Revo going to make the 2-stop work? Is Revo going to make the 1-stop work? Or will Tom Leon make the 2-stop work? Which one will it be? Of course, Ferrari will need these points to try and fight Red Bull in the standings, especially after the Ultra disaster from Australia. Can he do this and clinch a crucial double podium for the Ferrari team, which will absolutely be buzzing if they can get this? Or will it just be another Red Bull podium? Well, we'll have to find out, because look where Tom Leon is. He is right behind Revo and is for sure going to get DRS from Revo, assuming he stays ahead. Now going to stay on board with the Red Bull driver. Is he going to send it anytime now? He is. He's going to go for it. We have to go on the off-board cameras. Down the inside. Oh, there's contact! There's contact between the Red Bull and the Ferrari. And they've hit each other out of this thing. Are any of them going to survive this? Revo, he's managed to get back on track. Tom Leon hasn't. Benedetto's into third. Virtual safety car on top of the out. He's out of the race. On the final lap. Well, entering the final lap for Chiara, but it's a virtual safety car, and it looks like Benedetto's going to be the one to get the podium in the end. That is a huge shock to them. Grigoro's going to be put into the points paying positions. And that sudden bit of contact was crazy there. As the audio has went. Okay, we've got it back there. And yellow flag 30 seconds for Klein, who spins out there. And he's got even more damage to that front wing. So that there was the yellow flag. Green flag now out again. But for Chiara, he's got one more sector to go. As he's going to look to lap Chiara again for the 1 trillionth time this Grand Prix. He's only got 2 more corners to go now until he can call himself a winner 3 times in a row once again. And for Ultra, it's been the perfect day for him. Bravo just dropping down the field a lot. Bledjar's gone for the best result he's had this season. But we can ignore that for now, because round the final corner, it's been an excellent drive. A champion's drive for the world champion. Davy Sergio wins the Chinese Grand Prix and wins 3 in a row. His form is absolutely back. Ultra gets P2 for a solid result. Dominic Di Benedetto though, what RNG the world gave him, it's going to be P3 for him. And it is a first podium in the second podium of Mercedes, sorry for him. And Blade Dragon Sonic, round the final corner for him as well. Best result of the season for Dragon, it's P4, well done. And Revo, that could have so easily been P2, but is he going to hold on or not? It's a drag race to the line and Ocampo just misses out. Exactly 1/10 between them as Bola tries to get ahead of Van Horn. UK will finish 8th. And Versio will get 9th on the road, but we're not sure where it will be in reality. As Hadley crosses the line for P10, it's going to be up into P9 for him. And Grigorov just gets into the point as a result of the penalty for Versio. And Fong is going to finish this one P15. Castro's going to be P16 in the end of that one. Solid result from Haas. Same thing for Williams. Sierra's 1 lap down. Tom Leon out of this race. Walsh will finish P19 after all that. And Klein will get P20. Oh, what a race we have just had there. Oh, you'll love to see it. As here is the podium celebrations. Davy Sergio, winner again. 3 in a row, adding to his win tally. And he's now got that 75 point. That's what he's got. He has 75 points in this championship so far. Ultra for another solid drive. P2, it's exactly what the Colombian needs. And the American of Dominic Di Benedetto with P3. That's 3 different nationalities from 3 different continents. Never mind, 2 different continents. Ignore me. But yeah, that was for the Chinese GP. What was which side? Let's listen to the Brazilian national anthem. And there we go, that was the Chinese GP. Davy Sergio winning from Ultra and Di Benedetto. Then for P4 down to 10 is BDS, Revo, Ocampo, De Leon, UK Ball, Headley, and Gorov. Well, yeah, and for the bottom 10 we have Versio, Adelaide, Butler, Van Horn, Fong, Castro, Boxar, Eduardo, Wallace, and Clyde. And the bottom one, the final finisher was Sierra, and the one non-classified person was Tom Leon. That was it for China. I cannot wait to see you next when F1 Classic returns.